Hello gang, so I read 2 books recently that had trans main characters and I thought I would discuss them a little bit and talk about the differences in each book and the differences between the characters and the difference between the authors, and we can just have a look at some trans-specific literature because I've been trying to expand my LGBT reading. I would firstly like to say that if I mess up any language in this video, then do call me out on it because I don't want to be a dick primarily, and I'm not super educated on trans people and issues really because I am a cis woman, so if I say anything wrong, please shout at me. The first one is The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. Lisa is not trans, she is cis. This book is set in the UK and it is firstly about a character who is trans but has not come out yet, but also features another character that is trans and is further along in their transition. The second book is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo? I don't know. The author is herself trans. It is set in the US and the main character is a fully transitioned and female presenting trans character. I would quickly just like to mention the covers of these books because they're really interesting and well done. This one is obviously super simple, but is like, it's obvious what this book is about. And then this book obviously has male, female, gender stuff all over it. It's got the Venn diagram between the blue and the pink. It's got male and female little symbols in that word there. And this is the trans flag, so it's got everything going on. I read The Art of Being Normal first, so I'm just going to talk about that one first. It is about a character called David who is trans but has not come out to his family. He is out to his friends. A lot of the story is him building up to telling his parents. Mild spoilers, but this book also features a trans man, which I did enjoy because something I noticed when I was doing my LGBT recommendations videos is that characters that have transitioned from female to male are nowhere. I don't know where they are in fiction, they're just apparently not common, so I was really excited to find one. In both of the books I read, there are stories going on that are not entirely trans issues but are affected and influenced by the characters being trans. Mostly it's just the characters trying to live their lives without being discriminated against. If I Was Your Girl is set in America and features a character who is surgically transitioned into a woman. What's interesting about this book is that because it's written by a trans author, there's a lot of small detail that I feel wasn't in The Art of Being Normal. Just like things that a trans person would be aware of that happen day to day, like the hormones they're on making their hair grow faster during transition, and there's a scene where a character's trying to button a shirt and they're just irritated that the buttons are on the other side because male and female buttons are on separate sides for some obscure reason. It's definitely interesting to see a specifically trans writer write this book. And this is the thing I wanted to talk about really, because I would like to include trans characters and all of the LGBTQ spectrum in my own writing and whatever I create and put into the world, but as a cis woman, should I step off because I don't have that experience? But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of pieces of fiction that could have had trans characters in them but didn't because perhaps the author was like, oh I don't want to offend anyone, but then nobody gets represented. I read a long series of tweets the other day from a trans person that I'll try and find and link down below. The gist of what they were saying was, if you're cis and you're writing trans characters, don't necessarily write the trans aspect of their story. Leave that to trans writers. And yes. But then I don't think that's to say there's any harm in The Art of Being Normal, because it's a good book and it's got representation of transitioning both directions. So what do you think? Do you think if your work is checked over by a trans person before you do anything with it and you work closely and you do a lot of research, then is it cool? So that's my conundrum for the day. Do let me know what you think, especially if you are gender fluid or trans. I will say that I really enjoyed both of these books and they're quite good to read in combination because this one has somebody that's not out as trans yet and also a character that is presenting as their preferred gender but is not surgically transitioned, and then this book has a surgically transitioned character. So between the two of them you've got quite a wide spectrum. Let me know what you think about trans representation as a whole and I will see you in my next video. Bye!